Well, ask yourself this question. Do you usually put all your eggs in one basket? Do you buy one stock and hope that it continuously goes up? No. Who does that? Diversity. I can read you the definition that's shown right in front of you, but I'll spare you from the monologue if I start reading this. At the end of the day, diversity means a totally different last mile transport method. And for all you out there who always say, hey, Ben, what's the last mile? You know what? Let me explain what the last mile is. The last mile is where you get the internet connection from. It's the underground or above ground utility poles that you see all the fancy wires running across. That long distance is the last mile. So we go from a data center, and let's say you live in an area where there's telephone poles. You go from your data center with telephone poles all the way to your house. If you live in a city like New York City, for example, you go from the data center, and instead of going above ground on poles, you go underground in PVC conduit, and you are riding what's called riding. You are against the electric lines, the power lines, the sewer lines. Well, guess what? If you have underground last mile fiber optic and you are running alongside power and sewer lines and all sorts of other stuff underground, do you think it's more susceptible and it's more prone to go down because of the undergroundness of it? Absolutely right. Enter diversity. And what solution gives you diversity for your business with connectivity? It's fixed wireless. Fixed wireless, true fixed wireless, going from a data center to your location purely over fixed wireless, that is diversity, people. Talk to your IT directors. Talk to your friends. Talk to your IT guy, gal, person, individual, your CIO, your CTO. Ask them, hey, do we have 4 fiber optics coming in from underground? We have redundancy. Why are we paying for redundancy? Why don't we have diversity? Diversity is where it's at, people. Diversity. Listen, during Superstorm Sandy, there's a fantastic company in New York City called Natural Wireless. They've been doing fixed wireless for 20 years. And during the storm, guess what? Everyone that had quote unquote redundancy from underground fiber, they were down. They were hard down. Why were they down? Well, because flooding enters the sewer systems, enters all of the underground infrastructure and floods the fiber lines. Fiber lines connect to switches underground. Those switches were about 20 feet underwater. They don't work. So let me ask you this question. It's a rhetorical question. Which is better if there's a storm, redundancy or diversity? Obviously, it's diversity. Come on, people. Come on. I'm going to leave it at that. Go for diversity when it comes to connectivity. Talk to your IT people and have them get you a quote for a fixed wireless connection. All right? I can get into the details about hybrid fixed wireless. I would not suggest a hybrid fixed wireless solution in a city, in a metropolitan area. Hybrid fixed wireless in a metropolitan area still relies on the underground fiber. Anyone pushing you or selling you a hybrid fixed wireless solution in a city or metropolitan area, I would step back and ask them for a new quote that is a pure fixed wireless connection. And going into this cool picture here, you see that picture of the person holding the phone. It looks like a piece of plastic, essentially. It's glass, but look at how thin that is. And you see a picture of a person. You can slide. It's a touch screen. And the photo next to that's actually an animated movie. This is called graphene. Graphene is something no one talks about. Graphene is like the elephant in the room. It's like talking about high frequency trading. What's high frequency trading? Well, that's another episode. But graphene is revolutionary. It's more durable than diamonds, more flexible than plastic. You got that? More durable than diamonds, more flexible than plastic. You can fit quadrillions of transistors on graphene sheets. Well, what does that mean? It means that graphene has the potential to revolutionize our electronic components and our electronic devices because we can make them so fast that it will blow your mind away. But why are we not transitioning to graphene? Why are we still using silicon? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Our industrial age is set up for silicon and producing silicon for microchips. But I'd say within the next 10 to 15 years, graphene is going to have a revolutionary change on every aspect of human existence. Have you ever wished you can do a holographic video with a family member across the world? At least I have. But right now we can't because the connectivity is not fast enough, the hardware is not fast enough, and there's many more components that aren't there yet. But with graphene, all of this is possible. The metaverse, what Zuckerman created, metaverse. Metaverse is cool, but there's not enough connectivity. The processing chips aren't fast enough. But with graphene, it is. Ask yourself if you own graphene stocks. Look at your trends for the past 5 years with graphene stocks. I assure you they've gone up. Every graphene company has gone up in value. Everyone. All right, I will leave it at that. Thank you all for your time. And don't forget the Fixed Wireless Access Show with Benjamin Tansky.